welcome to a thoughts of a review for a pay-per-view. I am Slim. This is the first of these things. Just come up with that name about 5 minutes ago. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. So what this is whenever there's a pay-per-view, since the podcast, well, it's on hiatus. Whenever there's a pay-per-view, I'll give my thoughts and a review of said pay-per-view. It'll be a little bit less involved than what the podcast is, but I'll dive into the matches a bit more though, I guess. We'll see how this one goes. I guess we'll start off with my thoughts, because thoughts and a review for a pay-per-view. Thoughts come first. Righto, let's go. My thoughts of Hell in a Cell. That's what this one is, Hell in a Cell. My thoughts of Hell in a Cell this year was a really good card. It really was. Two questionable outcomes. However, one of them outcomes is an entire match. But we'll get into that. It was a really good card, top to bottom, apart from one match. But we'll get to that. And one outcome was a little bit weird, but I don't know. I guess it will work. I don't know. It's one of them things we'll have to wait and see for. Now, a few things that didn't happen, right? Number one, there wasn't a screwy finish in a Hell in a Cell. It was, they all ended properly, which was a surprise if I'm being honest, because usually they end them in a screwy finish. Usually a no contest or something. And then, other than that, the Fiend didn't show up. That was weird too. I was expecting the Fiend. That's about it for the thoughts of it. I thought it was really good. A couple of things didn't happen that I thought would happen, but other than that, right. So now we'll go to the review part, where I would say that the pre-show match was decent. I didn't expect it to be on the card, that's for sure. It was R-Truth versus Drew Gulak for the 24/7 title. Like I said, it was decent. It wasn't a bad match. Truth is always great anyway. Gulak's a good wrestler, so. But the match itself was fine. But it wasn't anything. Truth retained his title, so yeah. Sort of what you expected, really, when you look at that. But then we'll go on to the first match of the main pay-per-view, and it was the Hell in a Cell I Quit match between Reigns and Jay. It was a really, really, really good match. It was, My only problem with it is that it didn't need the cell. There was about 6 times that Jay threw Reigns into the cell, or dived onto him, sent him into the cell, whatever. There was about 6 times he did that, and other than that, we didn't need the cell. I know that some people think that the cell added to it so that they couldn't escape, but it wouldn't have been any different had they have not had the cell there. Reigns or Jay weren't going to leave, and in the end, Jimmy got involved and all that shit. So it didn't matter. It didn't keep anyone out. It kept them inside the cell, but they still went outside of the ring. So everything would have just happened the same, except for a couple of spots where Jay just sends Reigns into it. But other than that, it was actually a really good match. It was a little bit weird at the end where Jay quit because of Jimmy being locked in a guillotine. But, you sort of understand that Jay couldn't give a rat's ass about his own body, but when it comes to his brother, he'll quit for that. So, yeah. That was a really, really good match. Definitely go and check out the whole show. It was, really, really good. Then we get Elias versus Jeff Hardy. Somewhat short. The way it ended was, it was disqualification. Elias won. Because Elias went to use his guitar. and Jeff stopped him and used the guitar on him. Leading up to that, the match was good. Then that happened, and obviously I picked Elias in the prediction, so I was happy anyway. But yeah, it was meh. The ending of it wasn't too bad. It wasn't great. Yeah, I can't really say that it was a good way to end it. It wasn't. It was a little bit annoying because you just wanted to see them finish. But I guess it's still got more story to tell. So yeah, it makes sense, but could have been handled better, I guess. Then we got The Miz versus Otis for the Money in the Bank contract. Another pretty good match. This is the one where the ending of the match was a little bit like the outcome of the match was a little bit because The Miz won. Miz is the new Mr. Money in the Bank because Tucker turned on Otis. I was like, what? Huh? What? No. That's a bit weird. Why? I don't know. It was weird. And the other match, the match, I mean, not the other match, but the match was fine. The ending was weird because Tucker turned on Otis. And the other problem that I've got with all this is that everyone's on Raw except for Otis. So, how's this feud going to work? I guess they could do it through Survivor Series, but after that, how the hell's this feud going to work? Anyway, so Miz won because Tucker smashed Otis with the briefcase while the ref was distracted. And yeah, backstage, Tucker said that he did it because everything was focused on Otis and not him. He wants the spotlight. So yeah. Then we get Sasha versus Bayley. And this was another really, really, really good match. Possibly? Oh, I don't know. It was either this one or the I Quit Hell in a Cell match was the best match of the night. I don't know. They were both really, really good. Sasha won. Sasha's the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Now, the tiniest problem we have is that she's... How are they going to do this at Mania? They're meant to do this at Mania. Like, that's what it was all built up for. But, I don't know. It doesn't make sense that they're doing it now, but it was still a really, really good match, and the right person won. I'm not going to say that the wrong person won. Sasha should have won, but yeah, I don't know. I did think maybe they could do is have a really, really good match like this. And because they, have to do a screwy finish, right, they could have made sense. I've forgotten to turn the banner on too, I know that. But, don't worry about that. Anyway, back to the match. Yeah, they could have made it make sense by having a really, really good match. Bayley does something. Sasha just can't stay down and keep kicking out and all that shit. And the ref just says, nope, she's too injured or something to continue. Bayley wins by forfeit, technically. Yeah, I don't know, that would have worked. And then have Sasha come back at Rumble, win the Rumble, go to Mania. So, yeah, I don't know, that's how I would have booked it. But, yeah, yeah. It was a really, really good match, even though, Sasha won. It was cool. Then, we got another match, one that wasn't advertised at all. It came about on the pre-show where Ali said he wants a member of Retribution to fight a member of Hurt Business. And he gave MVP the chance to make that happen. Anyway, after the women's Hell in a Cell match, MVP was backstage, said, yep, sure, let's do it. We want it to be one-on-one. So we're going to make it a US title match. And it's Bobby Lashley and he wants Slapjack. And so we got Bobby Lashley defending against Slapjack. This match was pointless. Bobby Lashley won. Post-match, Retribution attacked Bobby Lashley. Lashley fights them all off, and then Hurt Business comes out to back him up. I don't know, there's nothing else to really say about that. Like, he fought off Retribution by himself at a disadvantage after having a match, and then Hurt Business showed up and went, now try to do it. And I don't know, they've buried Retribution by this point. And then we got the main event, which was Orton versus Drew, and that was also another really, really good match. It wasn't as good as the other ones, I don't think. Orton won, new WWE champion, 14-time world champ. That's cool. Yeah, he won. It was really, really good. They fought on top of the cell. Drew went through the announcer's table from halfway up the cell. Yeah, it was just a really, really good match. Orton tried to sneak attack Drew to begin with, and yeah, it was really, really good, like I said. Yeah, that's really that, I guess. Orton won with an RKO. Didn't end up punching him. But yeah, the show itself was great. Definitely worth checking it out. But yeah, there was no shenanigans, really, in any of the matches, apart from Miz, really. I thought that maybe what would happen in this one, Lesnar shows back up and destroys them both. That causes the no contest. B, the Fiend shows up, destroys them both, causes no contest. C, Lesnar waits until after the match to destroy them both and say that he's coming for the title. D, Fiend shows up after the match and destroys them both, says he's coming for the title. Or E, Miz cashes in and wins the title. Now, with that, I could also look at it and go, right, so after Lesnar beats him up, then Miz cashes in. After Fiend beats him up, Miz cashes in. Or, something like that. But, yeah, none of that happened. It just ended with Orton standing tall and Drew standing in the ring going, I'm coming for that title. But, yeah. So that's been Hell in a Cell, I guess. Yeah, next pay-per-view for WWE is Survivor Series, which is 30 years of The Undertaker. Yeah, the next time I will do thoughts and a review for a pay-per-view will be Power Struggle, New Japan Power Struggle. I won't do one for NXT Halloween Havoc because, like I said in that predictions video, it's not a pay-per-view. It's just an episode of NXT. But it's got some big matches on it that I thought, well, might as well just defend the belt there. So yeah, that's been it for thoughts and review of a pay-per-view for Hell in a Cell. Predictions Championship. Well, Seth lost it, but it's a tie between me and Nanny, so I'll have to go and suss that out and win my 14th Predictions Championship. So, yeah, I don't know, that's great. But yeah, so anyway, like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, follow the Facebook and Twitter, links to those are in the description. And other than that, thanks for watching, goodbye and good night.